Charlie Muscarella here from Muscarella's Pizzeria, and you have 2 locations.
2 locations, yep.
Where are the 2?
My first location is in Williamsville, New York, located at 5526 Main Street.
Love it. Good.
My second location is in Lancaster, New York, which is at 470 Aurora Street.
And that's the one I went to.
Yes, that's the one you went to, yep.
And I got to meet you there.
That's right.
So I'm going to start by saying how we first met and how impressed I was with our first interactions. Well, we first met when I came in to grab the pizza, which you brought one here.
I did.
Which I'll do a quick look at it, and I want to get through it before I start eating because I want to talk a little bit. This is a beautiful, beautiful pizza. 1 slice missing because All Right Robin took her tax for coming down here and taking a picture of us.
Absolutely.
That looks gorgeous. I can't wait to get started. We're gonna share a couple slices.
Absolutely.
So when I came in and did the pizza review, we met when I came in.
We did.
Exchanged a couple pleasantries. But what really got me, which I was really, really impressed with, was when I posted the pizza review that your pizza is fantastic. Scored an 8.4, which, as we both know, is a great score.
Yes, it is.
And you reached out to me after, and I had made a suggestion in the review, like I do in some reviews, not all, about how I thought it was a great pizza and that if with a little bit more sauce, it would be even better. And you reached out to me, I think, the day of the review.
Yeah, I did.
And said that you got new ladles and that you're going to be including 2 ounces more.
I did, yep.
Of sauce in a pizza. And to me, I thought that was really amazing. Not because you're taking my advice is that it should be done, but you were open to improvements and you implemented. And you even said that, I don't even think I commented that it was a little bit light on pepperoni, but
a lot of your viewers said that it was light on pepperoni,
which this one is not.
This one is not. And
yeah,
the ones going further will not be.
And yeah, you reached out and said that you were going to be adding in more sauce to the larges, and I just thought that was fantastic because in my experience, when doing these pizza reviews, I get a whole different range of reactions from owners. Some absolutely love it. They invite me back. They try and give me free food, and some of them, threaten me that they're going to end my life. But not a lot of them say to me that we're going to, make these improvements and make them so quickly. So I have a lot of admiration for that you did that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's amazing. And yeah, you came down today. How long of a drive was it for you?
About an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit of a cruise. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you said this is the longest delivery?
Yeah, this is the longest pizza delivery in Muscarella's history, that's for sure.
Cross international borders.
Cross the international borders.
So now might as well. We're talking about it. Let's have some.
Gotta get the corner piece here.
Oh, you're going corner? I'm going to probably corner on the next one. Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
It is delicious. You know what you're doing when it comes to pizza. I can't wait to find out.
I've been doing this 25 years.
25 years.
25 years I've been in the pizza business.
So before we get to that, you hour and 20 minutes to get here, cross the Peace Bridge, international borders, came here. I appreciate, gave you a quick little tour. You already told me something I didn't know, that you have experience in real estate too.
I did. I do. Yep.
Yeah, showed you Right Choice Happenings Realty. And when you worked in real estate, did you ever work in a brokerage out of some crazy pizza man's basement in the middle of the sticks?
Well, the funny thing is, my brokerage was right next door to my pizzeria. So I didn't have to go far.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's convenient.
Yep. I worked for Coldwell Banker.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. I like that. I didn't know. I plan on having real estate people over to do podcasts soon. Now we got 2 for 1.
Yep.
This pizza is delicious.
Thank you.
So I do want to find out about your 25 years, but while holding this, I'd like to know what you can tell me about this, because between the dough, crust, sauce, cheese, the pepperoni, what can you tell me?
Well, we make our own dough. It's all homemade every day. We make our sauce every day. We make it with a product called Full Red Puree, which is a Stanislaus product, which I feel, in my opinion, is probably top of the line.
I've been hearing a lot. How do you say that? to me?
Stanislaus.
Stanislaus.
Yes.
That's out of California, yes?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And we use Galbani Premio cheese, which is their top of the line cheese.
Is that made in Buffalo?
Yes. Yep. It was originally Sorrento cheese, and then Galbani cheese bought them out. But excellent product. Excellent product.
Even before you go on from there, well, while we're talking about cheese, I don't know if you've seen me talk about it or not, but the cheese over on your side of the border is much better than the cheese we have on our side overall. There's a couple places that do have really good cheese, but from what I'm finding out, it's the fat content
The
of
fat
the cheese.
content. Absolutely.
Do you know the fat content percentage in this?
I
or-
don't. Personally, I don't, but I know the Premio version of this cheese has a higher a higher fat content than their original version, which is a red bag. I use the blue bag one. But I use the pebble shredded version. I don't use the typical shredded cheese. It comes in this little pebbles, which I feel covers the pizza better. It gives you a better layout. But everybody's got their own opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting when I talk to people about it. I'm going for another one. This is amazing. I don't know how many I'm going to get through, but it's definitely going to be more than one.
Go ahead, enjoy.
Yeah, I'm coming for a corner one here. Yeah, because I've talked to people too. When you mention pebble, it's interesting because some people talk about shredding their own cheese versus not. I'm guessing that's more work.
It
more
is.
difficult. Have you ever done that before?
I've worked somewhere where they've done it, but we've never done it personally at Muscarella's.
Yeah.
No.
And your cheese, it is fantastic. Good
It's great
amount
cheese.
too. Yeah.
Pepperoni, we use Ezo pepperoni. It's excellent pepperoni.
Ezo does make a really good pepperoni.
Yes, absolutely.
I still, I'm a little bit biased towards the Battistoni because I like that little bit of extra spice. But Ezo to me is in the same category of quality for sure.
I've never personally had Battistoni pepperoni, so I don't have an opinion on it.
You'll
But
be leaving here today with some for sure.
oh, absolutely. I'll try some. I'll put some on one of my pizzas and see what it tastes like.
And then your dough, you said you make it in house.
Absolutely, yep.
What can, because you cook it very well too. I remember this one's nice. I mean, even though you drove it all the way, you can see the nice coloring underneath. It's great. You use a deck oven.
Nope, we use a conveyor belt
Oh
oven.
yeah, you told me that.
Yep.
And I was surprised to hear that because of it. Sometimes conveyor belt pizzas are not as good.
I personally like conveyor belt ovens a lot better than deck ovens. It's more consistent. You don't have to constantly watch the pizza, turn it. You don't have to give it too much attention. Let's just put it that way. You put it in one side and it comes out the other.
You put it on a pan or right on?
I put it on a pan. There's a lot of people that would maybe use flour and they throw it right on the rack itself and it goes through. But I don't do that. It makes too much of a mess inside the pizza oven. I'm more of a clean freak, so I like everything very, very clean in my pizzeria.
Do you put anything on the pan at all? Do you grease
A little bit of shortening. A little bit of shortening.
Shortening. Excuse me. I just had somebody else on talking about using Crisco. I'm not sure.
It's not Crisco. It's a different. It's like a. Well, I guess it's kind of like
Similar
Crisco.
idea.
Yeah, similar idea.
Interesting. It's fantastic. So
Thank
now
you.
you've been doing this 25 years.
25 years.
You don't even look like you're 30 yet. So you
I
started.
know. I'm 44 years old, actually.
Oh wow, looking
Yep.
good, especially being in the pizza
Yeah,
biz.
thank you. I've owned Muscarella's for 16 years, and before that, I worked at a couple local places. Got my roots from there, and I did my own stuff.
Are you gonna tell us where you started working?
Yeah,
at? 'Cause
sure, why
I'm
not?
curious what's got the inspiration.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
I was really impressed with this one because when I come in, if it was a little more saucy and yeah, maybe a few more pep, you would have been right up with some of these OG places.
And I look up to these OG places because I feel every pizzeria in Buffalo is rooted from somewhere.
Right.
And I personally was rooted from two places. One was Picasso's. I worked there a long time. Great family. And another one, which I don't think you've done a review for yet, it's called D'Agostino's Pizzeria. And they use a deck oven. Picasso's uses a conveyor. So I've got experience in both. So I took a little bit of my knowledge from both places and I made my own. So, you know.
Are you still friendly with both?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
I'll tell you some of my experiences coming over the border and doing reviews is that I find that the pizza, I don't know if I want to go as far as food culture, but for sure pizza culture is really amazing over the border. I've found that my interactions with owners has been, I don't know, you guys seem more friendly, first of all.
Sure.
I don't know, Canadians are supposed to be these polite people, but when I come over to Buffalo, I have some of the best conversations with some of the most down-to-earth people.
That's awesome.
And yeah, y'all have like way more food creators, content creators online that I've talked to a bunch of people. And even when I have people commenting from over there, it just seems like people are really into the pizza scene over there. And it is a great, like, this is, I don't know how people can say that there's better pizza around the world because this is so good.
We have a great style of pizza in Buffalo, that's for sure. I mean, I think we should be categorized as Buffalo pizza when people are looking for pizza because, you know, you've got your typical Detroit style, you've got Chicago style, New York style. I mean, we should have our category, which is Buffalo style.
Is there? Or is it
you don't really hear a lot about it, but we're getting more popularity more and more.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Now, like I was just saying when All Right Robin was down here, she's like, Buffalo's got the best pizza. And I was saying how I feel about it, that on average, I find the average pizza, you walk into anywhere, it's going to be better than on average over here.
Wow.
But I do think that like the best ones compete against each other. Like, have you had any pizza over in Canada at all?
Yeah.
Recently or?
I usually go for wood-fired pizza when I come over to Canada. We only have a few options in Buffalo, and there are a few good options, but we have a couple special places we like to go to in Canada.
I like it.
And they've got good stuff.
Are you going to mention them? Or
Why not?
Yeah.
Antica's, excellent pizza.
And they are great pizza.
Excellent pizza.
Even before you go on from there, hold that thought. With Antica, when I reviewed there, I hadn't had the pizza since maybe high school, so I didn't even remember it. I had low expectations because they're at the top of Clifton Hill, which is like basically Canada's most popular tourist spot.
Sure is, yeah.
I was expecting trash because I'm like, you're in the best location for traffic. You could serve
garbage and people would buy it
because they got
no other option.
And it was so good. And like I've gone there a couple times since, and the family are great people. They serve a great pizza. Yeah, I'm really impressed.
Their ovens are amazing in there. They've got two huge, beautiful wood fire ovens. I mean, it's all out in the open. You can see what everybody's doing, which I love. I love that. It's so cool. Yep.
And where else do you like over here?
In Canada for pizza?
Antica's the one coming
typically when we come to Canada, I mean, I wouldn't hit up any franchises. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But I would hit up Antica. I mean, there's places in Buffalo that I love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not biased to mine saying that mine's the best. You know, there's tons of different places that are my top 5 favorites. You know.
So I'd like to hear a little bit about your pizza more, because 25 years in the business, 16 years on your own.
Yep.
Have you been making it the same for 16 years, or has it changed, or what?
The only thing I want to say that's probably changed was the cheese. We used a red bag version of Sorrento, and then I changed it up to the premio version, which is a higher fat content, which just gives it this creamier taste. And I never had a complaint about it yet.
Yeah.
It's got a nice pull. It's just delicious. It's just delicious.
How are you finding, with one of the things I hear restaurant business owners struggling with is the rising costs of food? Is that something hitting you hard over there? Or
Sure. But you just add it to the price. I mean, it's business.
Yeah.
You'll have families. In my opinion, is this a pizza even at $30 is cheap? Why? You can feed 4 to 5 people with it. So if you break that down, that's $6 a person. You know what I'm saying? Where can you go feed somebody for $6?
I agree.
Nowhere.
I agree.
So, I mean, even at that price point, it's still cheap. And it's all homemade. You're not buying anything processed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good. And because some of the people I talk to, they struggle, especially smaller businesses when they're on the front line, because when you do raise the prices, the people start complaining to
They
you.
do. Oh,
right?
yeah. You get that.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, but if you don't, how can you stay in business if
Absolutely.
you're not adjusting?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's good. That's like, I can tell you're a smart guy.
Thank you.
Because you were so receptive. Like I said, I've had owners, like, I don't know if you know this, but when I do these reviews, I don't want to hurt anybody's business. That's the last thing I want to do. Even if I don't like the pizza,
Right.
it doesn't mean I want the business to be like go down in business.
They take it personally.
I know. And like,
They take it personally.
I can feel that too, because it's your business. It's your life. I see myself, I'm under attack every day by posting so much content, putting myself out there. So like, I'm used to it. I've got a thick skin, been doing it for 6 years.
Right.
But it's still, I'm very cognizant of how reviews are going to affect business owners. And I always want it to help them. That's why, like, even if I give somebody a 5.6, clearly I'm going to have some recommendations on what I think will improve it. But even still, like, the fact that you change some things, I don't think that my opinion's better than anyone else. Like, as long as that's what other customers are feeling the same way and you can make those adjustments as a whole.
I'll tell you what, when you gave me that recommendation, I made a pizza first with it and I tasted it myself. And I was like, you know what? It is a little bit better with a little bit more sauce. So
I like it.
Yep. So I stuck it. I made that clear for both locations. I bought 8-ounce ladles instead of 6.
Nice.
It's just a couple ounces more, but it does make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Because we do have a wonderful sauce. And
The
I think
sauce is great.
yeah, absolutely. So I think it's something we need to highlight.
Yeah. And talking about that now, a little pivot back to the Buffalo pizza. If you were to describe Buffalo pizza, how would you describe it when we're talking all these different ones?
Buffalo pizza, let's see. Me personally, I would describe it as a not too thick, not too thin pizza. It's got a chewy texture, crunchy crust, great pull on the cheese. All the cheese here is great. Mm-hmm. You'll get your more sweeter sauce. You get a lot of that. Mm-hmm. And then your more plain Jane kind of sauce. It's not like a New York City style pizza, that's for sure. New York City pizza is very thin. You won't get that here. Mr. Portnoy won't like Buffalo style pizza, that's for sure.
No, and he did some reviews in Buffalo, but I can't remember.
He did Picasso's. He scored Picasso's lower than you scored them. And I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, he likes New York.
He likes New York style.
Yeah, and see, clearly an inspiration of mine. And one of the things that when I started that I thought was like him was that I liked thin crust pizza too. But I've learned through doing 400 reviews and before that it's not just thin crust pizza that I like. But why I thought it was because, and not even over the border, just over here, that when pizzas got a little bit thicker, that they were undercooked. Not always, but I just started associating thicker pizza with undercooked and then not liking it as much.
Right.
But Buffalo style, Detroit style, even a Chicago deep dish, which doesn't have a ton of crust, but are thicker pizzas, when they're cooked right, they're phenomenal.
I've never actually had a Chicago style pizza. It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, there's a place over here. I had one in Hamilton, and it was really good. It was one of the ones. There's only a few places over here that has cheese that will make me think of
Buffalo cheese.
Yeah, and over there they had it, but they put a lot of cheese.
I heard that. Yeah,
like a lot. When I tried that one in Hamilton, it's called Chicago. I'm pretty sure it's just called Chicago style pizza. I had a little bit lower of expectations because I didn't think I'd like it so much just because a little bit, but it was delicious.
It's a longer cook time, I've heard. A way longer cook time.
It's got to be. It's
at least 45 minutes, I've heard.
Yeah,
that's long.
Yeah, like when I ordered, I had to give them good lead time because when I go and do reviews, I do a bunch at a time, and I think when I ordered, then I was able to do a couple before them because
you still wasn't ready. My pizza's done in 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
You can pump out this goodness in 9 minutes.
9 minutes. Usually, when we're super super busy, it's only about 45-minute wait.
Wow.
Yeah, but typically, if it's just a typical day, 20 minutes, get your pizza. Hot and fresh.
Do you guys do delivery?
We don't. Only through DoorDash and Uber Eats. We do deliver at our Main Street location. We have in-house delivery there. I wanted to do something different at Lancaster. The only reason why I deliver in Main Street is because there's no parking. And so customer access is a little bit more difficult. But it's a lot. You know, you got an employee out on the road. You got horrible Buffalo winters here, you know. And my concern is for my employees, you know. Is a pizza worth a kid get into an accident over?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just over time, even my own son, he delivers for me in Main Street, and he got into an accident one time. Oh, no. It broke me, you know. It's just, to me personally.
I'm going to leave this open.
There you go.
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, I can
imagine. Me personally, just get a third-party delivery service. They come grab it, and they take it to you.
Yeah. I can't believe you can pump out pizzas in 9 minutes. That's amazing.
Yeah. The conveyor is an amazing oven. Like I told you, I worked at 2 places. One was a deck oven, and one was a conveyor belt oven. And in my own experience, I personally like the conveyor belt oven a lot better. It's just a lot easier. You know, especially when you're teaching kids how to do stuff.
Definitely easier to standardize the process with conveyor oven. But like this, when I look at this, taste this, it does not seem conveyor to me at all. Like conveyor over on this side tends to be lower quality pizza.
Domino's or some stuff like that.
Even the non-big chains that are like there's a whole bunch of like just 2 for $1, 10 for $1 pizzas. And like, okay, I can understand being on a budget or whatever, you know, $10 you get a pizza, but you're not getting the quality.
Right.
But this. And one thing you didn't mention about Buffalo pizza is cup and char pepperoni.
Oh, absolutely. The best.
You summed it up a lot how I feel about Buffalo pizza too. To me, I definitely think of a thicker pizza, definitely a sweeter sauce, some of the best cheese on the planet, and cup and char.
Cup and char is Buffalo pizza. I had a problem with customers thinking the pepperoni's burnt.
No. When was that?
It's always. It's if they're not familiar with cup and char pepperoni, the first thing they think is it's burnt. So what I did was, and a lot of pizzerias loved what I did, I made this sign out of vinyl on my Main Street and Lancaster location, and it just basically says, it's called cup and char. Just reiterating that's why it's burnt, because that's the flavor. But you can't make everybody happy, but that's okay. You know, it's a Buffalo thing. You know, some of these people are just not from around here. They like the flat pepperoni. And actually, I have a friend who he owned his own distributing company. It was called Supreme Pizza. And he tells me that he and a buddy of his were the inventors of not cup and char, but sliced cup and char pepperoni.
Come on.
Yeah, I swear to God. It's called Supreme Pepperoni. And actually, if you order it from Latina's, it comes called Supreme Pepperoni. And it's distributed by Izzo.
Really?
Yeah. Because Margarita is the first cup and char, but it was never sliced. So him and his friend, they came up with slicing it and boxing it, and that's how we got sliced pepperoni.
See, this is interesting because in all the homework I've done, I haven't come across that one.
He swears on his kids that that's the truth, so I believe him.
Because like my dealings with Battistoni and going into their deep history boxes shows that Humberto was the one that created cup and char pepperoni, but maybe not the slice.
I didn't. Yeah, it's the sliced version of cup and char, because cup and char, you can buy it in a stick form,
Yeah.
and it's still called cup and char pepperoni because you can slice it yourself, and it's still cup and char.
So they were the first ones to slice it.
They were
up.
the first ones to slice it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like learning these tidbits of history.
Oh yeah.
And this is a friend of yours?
Oh yeah, real good friend of mine. He's been my friend for at least 25 years.
That's interesting. So did he, or was he making the pepperoni, or he was?
He I don't know if his company made it.
Yeah.
He either gave the suggestion to, say, Ezo, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it happened. I'd have to ask him more in depth, but when I ask him, he tells me, no, we invented the sliced cup and char. I'm like, hey, I believe you.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he had his own company for a long time. Now he's my distributor for Latina's Boulevard.
Yeah?
Yeah. Great company. My friend who is my sales rep, I mean, he goes to the wall for me for anything I need. And that's the kind of salesman I like.
Need people like
Yeah,
that.
it's like it could be a Sunday and he'll go and grab something for me even though it's closed.
Yeah. To get you products.
You get me product that I need. Absolutely.
That's so key.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's it like? Okay, so this is really interesting too, that you're in the pizza game. You got some real estate too, because I aspire at some point, but I've been more discouraged lately. A couple of years ago, I wanted to open up a restaurant. I still want to, but it's way more on the back burner. And what I wanted to open, I don't know if you've seen it, I've already created the brand. It's called Pure Slavin.
Nope.
And I either want to do burgers or pizza. I want a simple menu. But like real estate's like my first primary thing. So it would be something that I wouldn't be able to be at often. So pizza scares me a lot because to me, pizza is more of a science than burgers are. Not that burgers are still nothing to make it. But you own and operate 2 restaurants.
I do by myself, yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's hard. I'm very blessed that I have a manager at my Williamsville location he's been with me for, probably 15 years. And
Almost from the beginning.
From the beginning, yeah.
Wow.
And my employee retention is great, though.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not surprised by how do you do it?
It's the way you treat your employees. I treat them all like they're my kids.
Yeah.
And they're paid well, and obviously that reflects on my pizza because I've seen the comments, this pizza's really expensive. And sometimes I just want to jump in there and just be like, it's expensive because I don't pay my people minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Or buy the less cheaper product.
I don't even remember off the top of my head how much your large was.
It's like $26.
Okay, well, that's not, maybe you're definitely not on the low end, but you're not the highest either. You're not Lenovo prices.
Lenovo's at $31.
I think it was 33 from
33?
I could be wrong, but for some reason I'm thinking 33.75 when I went there. But they also they get crazy with their cheese. They do. They're pouring it on in an avalanche from it's tons, but I liked yours better than theirs, but it would have been interesting to try theirs too if it was cooked more, because to me it was not cooked enough. But when you got a blanket of cheese, you need to cook it more.
You do. My cheese always comes out golden brown. I even put that on my my sign on the front. Mm-hmm. You'll see it. That's an actual picture of my pizza.
Yeah,
because I wanted people to see it, and I also put it on my menu. My pizzas come out well done. I don't do white cheese pizzas. I just don't.
Meaning undercooked.
Undercooked, but some people like it like that. But
does anybody ever order it that way?
They call it light baked.
So with the conveyor, how would you do that?
You just push it in a little bit.
Yeah, get it in a little bit further.
Yeah, push it in a little bit further.
And then if somebody wants it cooked a little bit extra, you just push it back a little bit.
Yeah, and I can also deck in my pizza, which is nice, or my pizza oven, which is nice.
You have a pizza oven as well?
What I mean by decking is I could take the pizza off the pan and on the conveyor and throw it back in. So the hot air comes up from the bottom also and gets a nice crisp. But I do have a deck oven in my pizzeria also, but I don't use it for pizzas.
What's that for?
It's basically for to bake rolls, melt cheeses, stuff like that.
Melt cheeses.
Yeah, like on subs, make pizza subs. So I only have one conveyor belt of them. They're kind of costly. So I have to do the extra runoff on that deck oven. So I'm, because if I put two pizzas side to side, there's a side door that opens that you would put like rolls and stuff in, but sometimes it's too packed and you just can't do it.
Right.
So I thought economically, go with a deck oven. You can do all that stuff in there really easily.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So me being crazy and thinking about opening a restaurant, give me some honest,
It's a hard business. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, you're at the mercy of people. You want to make them happy. It's a hard business, to be honest.
There's no way it's not. I see it. That's what I mean.
It's stressful. Let's just put it that way.
I can only imagine. Like when I was creating all these videos, I'm driving like traffic to restaurants, and some owners are reaching out to me like, Joe, like, thank you so much. After your video, I had a whole much more people come, and I'm thinking like, I love, like, a part of doing this is I'm highlighting my own business, right? Trying to grow my real estate company by people getting to know me, but I like creating synergies by highlighting other places. But I'm like, okay, if I can get people going to other people's restaurants, if I open one up, I can get people there. And I have an idea of what I like after trying, like, I don't even remember how many hundreds of burgers I tried and now how many hundreds of pizzas. I think I understand that part of it, but that's definitely not just running a restaurant, is knowing what's good.
It's tough. It's tough because you got a lot of employees. Their problems are your problems.
No doubt.
You gotta want to take that in. It's a lot. It's a lot. I've got 30 employees between two places.
You have 30 employees?
Yeah, between two places.
Holy moly!
Yeah, my wife owns a salon. She's got over 30 employees also.
Wow, you guys manage a lot.
Yeah.
And you got kids.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
3 kids.
Yeah, 21, 16, and 13.
And you look like you're 34 at 44.
Yeah, thank you. It's the Sicilian blood.
So, would you tell me not to do it, to do it?
I wouldn't want to discourage you, but just be ready. Price fluctuations on all this stuff. Sometimes, you're looking at, let's say, chicken wings, for example, during COVID, they were like $3.50 a pound. That's crazy.
What were they before?
Like $1.15, $1.05.
They tripled?
Tripled.
Tripled?
Absolutely.
Holy. So did you continue to? I don't even know what else is on your menu other than your pizza. You got wings?
We do subs, wings, salads, typical pizzeria stuff.
Gotcha.
We don't do any kind of pastas or anything like that.
No chickens?
No.
See that? No. Have you ever been to the place that I went to today?
Chicken Pizza Works?
Yeah.
It used to be on Union Road. I've never personally been there, but I've seen their pizza. I've always wanted to try it. I never got around to it.
Because when I was there, the gentleman, I don't know if it was the owner or not, was talking about the chicken there. And I've also had other people tell me about like chicken fingers throughout Buffalo. Like people are telling me to do other foods in Buffalo, and like the food
you should do chicken finger subs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what would that be?
I mean, I use a chicken tenderloin strip, which is nice. It's all meat. You don't have to worry about. It's not a lot of breading. There's tons of different types of chicken fingers.
Yeah, eh?
Tons. Some are more breading than meat. Some have tendons, some don't. I personally like the tenderloins because it's all meat.
Right.
And we got a pretty good chicken finger sub. I think our next top seller probably is our chicken finger pizza. That's something you probably have never tried. I should have brought you one, but next time you're in town, stop in. I'll make you one.
Yeah, chicken finger.
Do you like blue cheese?
Of course.
Well, it's a blue cheese base, and then it's a mix of cheddar and mozzarella, and then you chop up some chicken fingers. You put it on top, and whatever flavor, medium, hot sauce, barbecue.
Oh man,
it's good. It's one of my kids' favorite. They love it.
That sounds amazing.
It's good.
So no tomato sauce.
No tomato sauce.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've had a couple chicken wing pizzas in my day. There was a place way back in the day that doesn't exist anymore called the S Bend restaurant that they used to. It was the only place where I've had chicken wing pizza where they actually like deep fried the chicken wings, took them out, and then peeled the meat off and then put it on.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
They're not in business anymore. So, right? Like,
it's a lot of work.
Probably, not making it economical to keep the doors open, but it was really good. They put some chopped up celery and the blue cheese on it too. But
yep, I've seen that. I've seen that.
I don't know if I've ever had a chicken finger pizza.
Yeah, you got to stop in and try it. It's good. It's real good. It's one of our top sellers.
Yeah, eh?
Sicilian pizzas are good. I mean, our representation of a Sicilian pizza,
which is,
it's the style of it. It's olive oil base, garlic, pepper, onions, mozzarella, tomatoes, and then Asiago sprinkled cheese on top. It's delicious.
That sounds amazing. What makes Sicilian?
They call it a white pizza in Buffalo, but I call it a Sicilian.
Because is Sicilian also kind of like focaccia?
It means a lot of times when people say a Sicilian pizza, it's a thick pizza.
Gotcha.
But not mine.
Yeah, gotcha. So you wouldn't discourage me from opening a restaurant, but you're probably crazy to try and do anything.
I would say, yeah. I would say you're fucking crazy.
Because the chances of failure are so high. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, one out of, what is it? I think out of every 5, 3 of them are going to fail.
Yeah. It's a lot like that in real estate too. I think that's the case with a lot of businesses is like that. But yeah, I know when I first started wanting to do it, I'm going to do this. And I looked into a couple things. I almost had a couple things lined up with places to put it, and it kind of fell through. But as time goes on and I talk to more people like yourself, they're like, Joe, you're crazy. And I'm like, I know I'm crazy.
It's just tough.
Yeah.
It's just tough. Well, nothing's easy.
Yeah, true that.
Nothing's easy. But there's just a lot of elements that go into that,
So do you think, talking about how tough it is, but clearly you're making a good go of it, do you think you'll do a third location, or do you have aspirations like that? Or?
Well, I would love a third location. Unfortunately, it's only me. Mm-hmm. I do have children, you never know where their future is going to be. Totally. You know what I'm saying? They want to do a ton of different things right now, but
how old are they?
21, 16, and 13.
Wow, they're older than I thought.
Yeah.
You started young.
Yeah, well, my son's been working in the pizzeria since he was 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he's got another job right now too. He works part-time with me. He's not he doesn't love it, but he likes the money.
Yeah, of course. And you never know where that's
going to take,
I grew up in a family business too, so that's where I learned a lot of my work habits about working hard. I grew up on a farm here in Waynfleet, about 10, 15 kilometers away from here. And
a lot of farms here.
Yeah, there's more cows than people in Waynfleet. So
definitely.
But I think about it we don't have kids yet, but if we had kids, I'm like, how can I teach them work ethic like I did growing up on a farm where I was pulling weeds before I was walking?
I teach my kids 2 things, loyalty and respect, and it'll get you far in life.
True that. Good stuff.
Yeah.
You're Italian.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up like that, it's some of these kids are just misguided, and that's why they make certain decisions that they shouldn't, Mm-hmm. But I just told you before, I was like, I've got a good employee retention. That's because I teach my own employees about loyalty and respect,
right?
And they take that with them, mm-hmm. And it's like a learning experience working for me.
I bet.
Yeah.
I feel that. I got the same thing here.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things, some of the core things that I have when I help people here, training them, is about making improvements and accountability. And,
absolutely.
Because to me, I define success by just making improvements and getting better every day. That's to me success. To me, success isn't making $1 million or having a house or
Well, I took that advice.
Yeah.
Well, from you for the sauce. I made improvements.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, that's success right there, because if you're always making improvements, you're on the path of success.
Yeah, absolutely.
To me, it's not a destination. I don't know if that sounds corny or not, but that's how I see it. And that's the things that I instill around here. And yeah, it's nice to hear that you have similar type. Accountability is a big thing that I have over here that is pretty interesting. I don't know if you're holding them to loyalty and respect, those are things that kind of go along with accountability too. Because if you're being an asshole, you're not being.
No. Well, like I said, I've got an awesome employee retention. They respect me. I respect them. I treat them like they were my own kids. You know, that's just how you. I think that's how you get to do business. And nowadays,
do you like some of the things with staffing is like, what is it? It's like.
I've never had a problem with staffing.
No way.
No.
So you're really good at picking people too then.
Yeah. I mean, I usually go for trying to pick high school kids. First job. I love kids that come in, that's their first job. Of course, because they get a good experience of what a good job is like.
A good real job.
A good real job is like, and what working for a good boss is like.
Right.
I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I've seen some pretty bad bosses out there.
And I can tell you don't have to be too humble. I can tell by the conversations we've had like that. That's why you're the third person I've brought in for, even though I just started doing this again. When we were talking, I'm like, fuck, I want to have you in here to talk because I'm super impressed.
Thank you.
So like, I'm not shocked about these things, but I love hearing it. I love hearing about other businesses that do well, even like through crazy times, because like I'm a business guy. I love seeing other people succeed.
So do I.
Right?
So do I.
I'm not going to tell you that everybody that hates me that I wish them that all the best, but I like seeing people succeed.
There's enough business to go around to make everybody happy.
There is a ton.
There is
a ton. If you just want to work for it and earn it, it's
Absolutely.
out there.
I don't like when people throw shade on other people, other business owners. I don't get involved in that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I personally had a great idea. I think we should have, how you go around and you do your pizza reviews. Mm-hmm. Business owners should go to other businesses and do honest reviews.
Totally.
That would be so cool.
Totally.
It shows customers and other people like, yeah, even though I own so-and-so, I still go here and I still going to try it.
Totally. I've tried to encourage some other people to do other reviews. It's funny too, because sometimes I get people when I do put out a lower score, people saying, how would you feel if somebody gave your company a bad review? I'm like, if that happened, I would deal with it. Of course I wouldn't love it.
Nobody would, but you would probably work on it.
Well, if it's a legitimate thing, like I have a big thing, like I said, accountability around here. We're not perfect. But one thing that I'm nowhere near the smartest realtor in our area, but I definitely work as hard as I can towards being successful. And like, that is all I can do. If I'm not born smart, I got to work as hard as possible.
I just have a pet peeve with reviews only because if someone's never tried the pizza, it's hard to be like, it looks like it sucks. It's like, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on.
I spend a lot of time in my comment section, and it's funny the different array of people and how they look at pizza and perceive it and everything. Because people will give me scores. A lot of people say that I'm more generous on scores than, I don't know.
The people have said that about mine that you did. It was a little more generous than they think. There is this guy I don't remember what his name is, but he comments a lot on your stuff. If anything's cut in a square, 0.0. That's it. That's it.
What, for a tavern cut?
Yeah, tavern cut. He's brutal. Yeah. That's it. 0.0. He don't care how it tastes, how it looks. 0.0.
That's hilarious. Yeah. It's a wide range, and it's funny to see people's different reactions, and like there's a bunch of people that watch my videos that I find it funny. There's some people that comment basically on every video, and they do not like the pizzas I like. Like, we have different tastes, but I guess they like pizza because to me the videos, like the focus of it all is the pizza.
Right.
Like, now I'm a little bit of the channel of like describing maybe what I'm saying, but to me, the least important part to me is what I actually think about it, whether it's good or not, because like everybody is entitled to whatever they're going to think about it when they try it. Right.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
Yeah. But it is interesting to see.
How did you stroll into Muscarella's by anyway? Like, did somebody recommend us?
I can't remember.
Were you
100%.
in the neighborhood?
It was one or the other, because when we go out, so first of all, I have a page on my website where people do recommendations. So when we go out, I try to look there and look at a whole bunch. And like, I've been going through different phases. So it was one or the other, either recommendation or I was in the area and went there, one or the other.
One of my high school friends, you mentioned his name. He's like, this person, recommended the following pizzeria that you were doing. I thought that was funny.
Yours or a different one?
No, it was a different pizzeria.
A friend of yours?
Yeah. Well, an old friend.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of people.
And like that happens too, where somebody will make multiple recommendations too. So like, yeah, it's, I'm doing the best I can to be organized with this. There's actually like,
you're doing a great job. I enjoyed the first part when like, we are here. I always catch a laugh to that.
Yeah,
yeah, that's funny.
That's funny. Yeah. Some people love that. Some people hate it too.
It's your motto.
Yeah, I've gone through different stages while doing videos because I'll tell you, I'm at ease with doing it, but I never wanted to be somebody that did all this kind of stuff. I've always been way more laid back in the shadows, social kind of guy, but not front and center. But for business, like for me, it's really helped my real estate business a lot. It's helped create a lot of relationships with people, create opportunities. And
what was your first pizza review? Do you remember what it was?
Pizza review. So I've gone through transitions, but I can't remember if the first one was a vending machine pizza review.
Vending machine pizza?
Yeah. So
where the heck do you get a vending machine pizza?
So it's hilarious because just a quick evolution of videos. I first started by doing something that I called must-see Mondays, where I would go to a restaurant and I would order a bunch of food and then I would showcase it. And it was a lot of work, a lot of like post-production editing and everything. And then somewhere along the way, I seen Portnoy, and I remember the first one. I think I was on the way to Montreal or something with some of my buddies, and they're like, somebody pulled up a video. I'm like, this format is genius. I'm like, there's almost no edits. Right? You eat some food, a pizza, and you give
them your opinion.
And then it's over. Whereas the videos I was shooting before were like, show me talking outside, walking in, ordering the food.
A lot of editing.
Tons. It was not scalable for creating more content.
I thought it was funny when you were standing outside my place and the dude was like, Portnoy! And you're like, this ain't Portnoy. I was dying laughing.
Hilarious. I know. I get all kinds of funny stuff that happens like that. That one was pretty tame.
That was funny.
But when I seen Portnoy, I'm like, okay, I love this. And instead of straight up copying him, I did burger reviews. And then at one point, like I love pizza more than burgers, even though I love burgers. We were driving back from Blue Mountain. It's ski area a little bit north of here. And when we were driving back, we're in this little town of Stayner, and we drove by, and I'm like, what the heck was that? It was a pizza box, like pizza vending machine. And I'm like, let's go back. And it was a pizza vending machine. So we busted out the camera and did a review, and like it got way more views than my burger reviews did.
Really?
So then I'm like, okay.
How was it?
Terrible.
Horrible, huh?
Terrible.
If you were starving, would it have been good? If it was the only pizzeria, only pizza you had to eat.
It was bad. I would eat it if I had nothing else to eat, but I don't know if that was exactly my first review, but that's the first one I remember. But I gave it a 0.7, and literally like, because it was is like a frozen pizza, and they just heat it up in there. It takes 3 minutes or something. The cheese was not cheese. It was like modified milk ingredient stuff.
Nasty.
It wasn't cut, right? Like it's just, they give you get a plastic knife like you would get with whatever, and and like I don't know how far I got into it, not far. And then I think it's the only time it's got to be that I threw the pizza out. It's like, I don't like I don't like food going to waste, right? Being European too, clean the plate, everything. But when I threw it in the trash, it was full of pizzas.
Was it?
Yeah, it was full right to the brim. And like you could see all these pizzas that people weren't eating.
Do you normally take the pizza home after you eat one slice out of it?
I share it. I share it so when we go out and record, I do like 12 reviews. So at the end of the day, I have like 11 full pizzas, and then I just share them with family, friends,
You
neighbors.
do this every day?
No.
I was about to say.
We go and film. So like I post 4 videos a week. So we'll go and film like on a Saturday and do like 12 reviews. So like, yeah.
So Saturday's pizza day, huh?
Pizza day, Saturday,
Wow.
and just crush it. I love it. Like if it didn't make me fat, I could eat way more pizza. Like
I want to come with you on a pizza review one time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
to do a review?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. See,
that'd be fun.
That's interesting because some people say they don't want to do it for all different reasons.
No, I'd give my honest opinion. Why not?
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be good. That'd be good. I think that'd be good, especially if it was a place that was open to the feedback, like
Sure.
that you are.
Why not? I'm a professional pizza guy.
Yeah, you are a professional. That's for sure.
I mean, I've got over 25 years of experience in this business.
So when you see me eating a pizza, some idiot that doesn't really know pizza, what do you think when I do it? Like, what are your when you're watching? I'd like to hear how I can get better at it.
I personally think that you do a good job. I mean, you give your honest opinion, you know. You like what you like, so your score is going to reflect what you like, you know. And it's not going to match everybody else's opinion. You know what I'm saying? You might score something an 8.4. I might score it a 7.5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but
How do you think I could get better? Or what? Do you watch Portnoy?
I do.
So do you watch my videos?
Yeah, of course I do.
So, well, you say of course. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's why when you walked in, I'm like, you're the pizza guy. What is that fake? I totally lost a train of thought who you were because you know you just appeared in front of me, and I'm just like, yeah, I know exactly who you are.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Me and the kids watch you all the time.
That's awesome.
Because
I'm trying to find ways to do better. I have something that I know that I'm working on to get better, but I like hearing other people's opinions on it because I want to be better at it too.
I mean, how could you get better at just eating a slice of pizza? That's the key.
So one of the things that I'll say with that I could never be with like Portnoy is he's super entertaining, where like I'm nowhere near that entertaining. But what I'm trying to do that takes a long time because real estate and life.
I know you incorporate some swear words in your reviews. People always love a good swear word here and there.
Dude, I want to try to know pizza better. So like I'm working on trying to understand the actual pizza better, and that's why like conversations like this and you telling me about the cheese you use, and I already forget the name. It starts with a G. Galbani. Like, and just trying to understand, like, because some of the pizza guys that I'm friends with, the pizzeria owners, I love when I happen to talk to them and they'll bring up a review because they'll tell me like, oh, that dough wasn't proofed enough.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, how am I supposed to know that?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, what differentiates pizzerias is two things: sauce and dough. Because everybody uses the same cheese. Let's be honest.
Oh, you guys over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody uses somewhat the same pepperoni. You know what I'm saying?
Well, most guys are using margarita though.
Yeah.
So you're using a superior
The typical
product.
person probably won't know the difference between margarita and Iso. No. One's a little bit spicier than the other. That's the only pretty much different. Margarita is a good pepperoni. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit of an inconsistent pepperoni, in my own opinion.
Yeah.
I personally like Iso, but what stands out to me is how somebody makes their dough. Like my dough personally is fluffy in the middle, you know what I'm saying? And crunchy on the outside. That's just, I want to say it's probably the way I make it, and the machine that I make it in definitely makes it how it stands out. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's delish.
Thank you.
I keep staring at him like.
So if we had to do the review now,
if
this was the pizza, would you have scored it higher than an 8.4? Be honest.
Well, you have it. One of the tough things is that you drove it for an hour. And a half.
An hour.
But if you take that apart, the extra pepperoni and extra sauce to me kicks it up. Like, does it bring it to a 9? I'm not sure, because for me, you know how this gets into a 9 for me, which is not going to be for.
Sure, go ahead.
Is the Battistoni pepperoni, because for me it's even more spicy.
And but you scored Picasso's a 9.0. They don't use Battistoni pepperoni.
Oh yeah, see, it's close. Picasso, maybe they were like even heavier on the sauce.
They do. They are a little bit heavier on the sauce.
Yeah, I remember
they use cup and char margarita. They cut their pepperoni though.
Yeah, and see, like sometimes that does kick it up because you get a couple of the pieces that
are really big.
Yeah,
that's right.
But like I would, like if I had my eyes closed eating the two, I probably wouldn't know the two difference. I don't know, because you're starting to split hairs.
Hey, what did I tell you before? Just putting me in the same realm as them was an honor and a half.
So, what can you tell me about them? Because a lot of people are telling me to go there, and they've been around 65 years.
Yeah, their Santora's location's been around 80 something years.
Okay, so
Same
help me
family.
out with some of the like Buffalo history. Do you know some of the OG or what
Owners?
of just pizza in Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Santora's and Picasso's is an OG. Even the place I worked at, the Augustino's, they're an OG. They've been around since 77 or 78.
So back then there was not many pizzerias, because
No.
now there's like 400
Yeah,
in the Buffalo.
and when I tell you they probably have based off of 5 main pizzerias, I probably would be true. Everybody's worked somewhere and they take a little bit from everybody, try to make it better, try to put their own spin on it.
Right.
I could tell you exactly where mine stemmed from.
Let's hear it.
My pizza stemmed from Picasso's and D'Agostino's, but they even stemmed from way back before then too. I think it was a Blaisdell pizza from my understanding.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or not Picasso's, but D'Agostino's.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So some of the OGs, Picasso's,
Santora's,
Bocce Club.
Bocce Club.
Or is that Imperial and Bocce Club?
Yeah,
I
Imperial.
forget.
They're huge in South Buffalo. Did you go to Imperial yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were good. They were one of the first ones. I like
Franco's. You've been to? They've got a lot of locations.
Yeah, they do. Because I just went to.
I believe they use Battistoni pepperoni, don't they? No, they use something different.
Almost nobody does, which is a shocker to me. But
Yeah, they don't. I know exactly what their pepperoni tastes like, and it's not cup and char.
see, and Franco's caught me off guard too, because I just recently, while I was just out with Robin, filmed one, and somebody pointed out to me I'd been to one before, and I didn't even realize, because there's multiple locations. I'm still learning the lay of the land of the Buffalo pizzerias.
They use conveyor belt oven too.
Interesting. What percentage of pizzerias do you think go conveyor versus deck out in Buffalo?
I would say it's 50-50, to be honest.
Really?
Picasso's uses a conveyor belt.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Santora's.
Interesting. See, over here it's got a bad rep even for me, and now it's starting to open my eyes that conveyor doesn't mean bad.
No. You just got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, seriously.
You got to have the right dough. It's got to rise correctly. It's got to mesh together. Everything's got to mesh together.
See, and my favorite pizza that I had in Niagara Falls, Ontario, on this side, after I was done, I went in there and I'm like, what do you guys do? And it was the only place I've seen do this. They go conveyor, and then they take it out and put it in the deck oven and do the bottom.
I've done that myself at my place.
Yeah?
Yeah, for my own personal pizzas.
Yeah. And then I thought that was really interesting that's an interesting one too, because I've heard a lot of it being inconsistent there, like a lot of places. That seems to be the biggest complaint that I hear about pizzerias in general.
You know why it's inconsistent? Because when places are so busy, it's hard to really give it 100% because you got to pump these pizzas out. You know what I'm saying? You give people 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, their lines out the door. Your pizza's coming out. You're like, all right, yeah, it looks good. Cut it. Boom, boom, boom.
Close enough.
It's close enough. Honestly, the best time you get a best pizza is on a place when it's not too busy.
Yeah.
Because they put a little extra love and care into it.
And see, I take that into consideration and I do what I can, but it doesn't work. That I try to do my reviews between noon and 5. That's my target, but it doesn't always work that way.
No.
Because I try to get it, like in between that time. So it's after the lunch rush and before the dinner. But when you do 12 in a row too, like you don't 10, like that takes hours, right? So, but that is the money time.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not when everybody's ordering.
I open at 1. I don't even open for lunch.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah.
What hour? What days and hours do you run?
We're closed on Mondays at both locations, and then Tuesday through Sunday, when football's not on, we open 1 to 9, and then when football's on Sundays, we open up at 11 on Sundays till 9. But if there is a Monday night game, you will see my pizzerias opened.
Right.
We definitely will open for a Monday night game.
Same hours at both locations?
Yeah. No. Those hours I just described are my Lancaster location. Mm-hmm. Williamsville is closed on Mondays, and then Tuesday through Thursday we're open 3 to 9, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're open 11 to 10.
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to finish yet, but I do want to take this opportunity to let people know where they can find you online and where
Muscarellaspizzeria.com.
That's the website.
That's my website. Yeah.
Do you have ordering from the website?
No. I'm like old school, you know.
Yeah?
I don't really like online ordering. It's not
That's
my favorite. It's because you don't have any control over it. You know, you can literally open floodgates and order after order after order comes through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, me personally, I like consistency over quantity, but that's just my opinion. You know,
Do you think there's a way that they could have it that you only take an order every 15 minutes or something?
it's hard. These online companies that do your ordering for you and they push it through, they're very difficult to deal with. I mean,
Interesting.
they are. You talk to anybody, I guarantee they'll tell you the same thing.
I have one buddy that's works in the food and online industry. I'm going to ask him about that to tell him that's a hurdle, because to me, like, I order always by phone. Well, first of all, Robin does, or whoever my videographer is. Once in a while I'll order, but I try not to, so that it's coming from their phone and we use a fake name. I don't even remember what name we use.
Yeah, you didn't use Joe, that's for sure.
No, yeah.
I think it was Eric or something.
Yeah, I don't know. We always try to change it up so that
You could have used Joe, wouldn't have known.
still,
Joe's a typical name.
It definitely is, but I try to make it so that this is completely anonymous, right?
Yeah.
Because I've actually had that happen before when I was doing burger reviews. Somebody knew I was coming, and it was one of the best burgers I ever had, and so many people went there after, and it was nowhere near that.
They made a little special for you.
And people were getting mad at me.
They had a couple of comments on my review saying that he knew you were coming. I'm like, I don't know he was coming. How the hell do I know?
I know, and like that, I wouldn't want that. And see, I don't even know how I feel about somebody doing that, because okay, if I did own a restaurant and you were a reviewer and you were coming in and I knew, yeah, I'm going to make sure it's good, but I don't think I would do something that is not what it would be if I wasn't giving that 100%.
Right.
Like, why would I want to, if you're coming in all of a sudden, to put on double pepperoni, and then
Typically, that's not what you do.
then the people that come in, none of them get that. You're just setting yourself up for failure for everybody else.
Oh, you're gonna get a lot of pissed off people. That's for sure.
How do you deal with people that actually have complaints? Because you deal with
Honestly,
yeah,
I let my wife handle it.
yeah,
Yeah, she's 100% better at dealing with people than I am. Only because I can take things personally sometimes.
really,
Yeah, or I don't know. I'm just a little bit different than she is.
You don't seem like you have a temper.
I don't, not in front of a customer. I mean, I've had some crazy experiences with
I
customers,
believe it.
you know, but she just knows the right things to say.
Yeah.
And how to calm them down.
Yeah.
And, you know, do the right thing for them.
So is that like, how would you pass it off if they come into the store or call?
They come into the store and she's not there. Obviously, I'll handle it professionally as possible. Mm-hmm. But if they leave a complaint, I always tell her to, you know, I mean, she's a part of this business too. She has every right to do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She has every right to handle my customer service aspect.
Yeah.
She'll write them a nice email, or she's always like, you know, give them this for free. They'll be happy. And you know, 9 out of 10 times it works.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That must be a challenging one.
It's hard pleasing everybody.
It's impossible.
It is impossible.
You can't please everyone, no matter what you do.
You know, and sometimes people might not think you know, they don't know what you're going through that day. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
They could catch you on an off day, and you might have this look on your face like you don't care, but it's not them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody's human. It happens, you know?
Yeah.
But then that person goes and writes a review saying, you know, he was rude. And it's like, no, he's just having a bad day.
Yeah.
You know? But,
all good. You got to take it all good. All good. No.
so it was just my son.
Yeah. No doubt.
But she's in the salon business, so she deals with people a lot more. I'd rather personally be in the kitchen making food. Right. I wouldn't even want to be up front.
Right.
You know, my thing is making food. I can pump out pizzas and work the sub side like a champ.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah.
So, okay, talking about that, when you're making for yourself, what do you make yourself when you make a pizza?
When I make my own personal pizza,
for you to eat.
I know this is going to be crazy, but I only make a cheese pizza, okay? Mm-hmm. And I make it 100% in my deck oven because it comes out really, really well done. Like I like it
Crunchy.
Crunchy, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And just cheese.
Just cheese. Just cheese. And not that I don't like pepperoni, I do, but I can't eat pepperoni every day. It's bad for your cholesterol.
It definitely is. I feel that.
Yeah.
Look at all this neck fat.
Yeah. But me personally, that's how I like it. I like it really well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
And then if you're making yourself a sub,
I go for a chicken finger all the time. Yep.
same every time.
Same every time. I'm pretty plain, honestly.
So what's that?
It's basically open pit barbecue and a roll, and that's it.
Yeah.
I know. I don't like lettuce and tomato.
No, eh?
No, but I do put blue cheese on it sometimes. I'm really plain. Jesus, I eat my hamburgers with French fries on them, for crying out loud.
And what? No ketchup or anything?
How I've been eating burgers my whole life, it's literally a plain burger, no cheese. I put French fries on top and ketchup. That's it.
That's all right.
It's actually delicious.
I would roll with that.
Oh, it's delicious.
What's the best burger over in Buffalo, or even some of the best ones?
Burger wise, I mean, I hate to say a chain, but I like Five Guys burgers.
Five Guys is solid.
Yeah. They got good burgers. They got good fries too. The fresh cut fries, they're really good.
You get the bag of fries.
Yeah, and some.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this new thing they got now, this smash burger, I've been dying to try that.
Interesting.
We're talking about the smash burger?
I know what a smash burger is,
Yeah.
but I haven't had it at Five Guys.
No, they don't have it at Five Guys, but in general, a smash burger, I've never tried it.
Interesting. So after doing all of those burger reviews, there's two, and one of them I didn't even do a review at because they opened up after. But if you ever come over to Canada for a burger, there's two really good ones. They both do smash burgers. One is Oddbird in St. Catharines. It's our favorite restaurant. It's like, these are glasses from there.
Oddbird, there you go.
And they do a smash burger. They do a few different kinds. Their signature is in Oklahoma. I mean, you're going to get whatever you're going to want.
What's in Oklahoma?
So when they smash the burger, they smash onions into it, and then they caramelize with the meat juices.
Oh, that sounds good.
And then I'm pretty sure the only other thing is some American cheese, that's American cheese, right? The orange slices.
Can't go wrong with that.
Because I call this American cheese, but some people are like, that's not American cheese. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to classify that cheese as yet, but
deliciousness.
I know, that's the best way. But yeah, they do in Oklahoma that's like that. They have a Haggard that's like Big Mac style. But yeah, they grind the beef in-house, which after doing hundreds of reviews, the only places I know are them and WTF in Niagara Falls. And yeah, Niagara Falls one would probably be closer, but that's a straight up like burger joint. And yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah, he grinds meat in house and he makes it fantastic. The difference between the two, which at WTF, is he uses a potato roll. You running tight on time?
I was just looking what time it was.
Yeah, he uses a potato roll, so that's like even more soft than like a brioche bun, but both good. If you ever come over.
Let's try it out.
Yeah. And then Oddbird, like their menu is wild. Their menu is changing. They have like some of their go-to things, but you can go there. I've gone there with Robin and we've gone in and probably had dinner for like $70 Canadian, which is like 20 American or whatever, and been able to get
I don't know if it's that crazy.
Yeah, maybe not that crazy, but I've also gone and had like really expensive meals because they have stuff like foie gras and like bone marrow.
Wagyu.
I don't know if they've had that on the menu, but they do have like a beef platter that you can get that's huge. And then they have like a mixologist that works there that makes amazing drinks. But yeah, this is definitely a spot to go to coming over.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got your own pizza oven in the backyard?
No.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
brick oven. I make some pretty good brick oven pizza myself.
So is that like wood fired?
Yeah, wood fired.
Interesting. So you do a different style.
Yeah,
dough.
you got to use a different kind of dough though. It's got to be made with 00 flour.
That's the key, eh?
Has to be.
What happens if you use 00 and try to make a pizza like this? It's not worth doing, right?
It's more expensive, number one.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a way. I don't know 100%. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it's because it's ground really fine, and that's why it cooks faster. Because it cooks in 90 seconds in a wood-fired oven. But I've used my own pizza dough in the wood-fired oven. And it comes out good, but it's nothing like the double zero flour.
Zero. Yeah, see, the people that I've talked to that do it, they say for whatever reason, the double O can cook at the high temperatures and quickly. I'm not sure what the science behind it is, but
that was my next venture, was to open up a wood-fired place, Muscarella's wood-fired pizza.
Is it a possibility?
It could be.
Interesting.
It could be one day.
Interesting. So if you did that, would you use the same sauce?
No.
No. Because wood fire tends to be a little bit more
simple. Yeah. San Marzano. The more you put into it, the worse it is. It's the least you put into it. That's what makes it great. Because it's the flavor of the tomato that makes the whole pizza.
Yeah, totally. That's
if you can get a tomato, all you gotta do is put a little pinch of salt in there. That's all you need.
salt, olive oil.
Yeah, on the top.
Maybe. Yeah.
No garlic, no pepper, none of that crap.
I know.
All you need is a little
simple.
salt. Keep it simple. A little basil on top. Beautiful thing.
As much as I love this pizza, my top is wood-fired pizza.
They're good.
Yeah, like our favorite. As much as I love Antica as well, the place in Port Colborne, the Lock, they make a wood-fired pizza. It's a family-run business.
My favorite wood-fired in Canada is Antica, but in Western New York, it's this other place. But they make it in a Detroit style, but they make it in the wood-fired oven. It's phenomenal.
What? A Detroit style in a wood fire?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
What?
It's called Jay's Artisan. You ever been there?
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah, I haven't reviewed it. I went because somebody like twisted my arm to go there, and I went off camera.
It's out of bounds good.
I talked to Jay. Do you know Jay?
I don't know him personally.
I've never met him, but I talked to him. I talked to a whole bunch of pizza people. I probably should talk to more people in real estate than pizza, but I have a crazy obsession. But something he was telling me that when he was part of it that I've never heard anyone else do was he milled his own flour.
Oh, that probably makes a huge difference.
Like, I don't even know. I don't know if I've had it because he's not there anymore. So I don't.
Yeah, he sold that to some other guy.
Yeah, so I don't think that's happening anymore. But to me, that's like the equivalent of what I've seen when I was doing burger reviews when people would grind the meat in-house because it's so rare. But I've talked to all kinds of people. I can't remember if one of the pizzas I did in Belfast at a Detroit and he did New York. I can't remember if he milled flour, but like that's like such a rare thing because that's a high amount of labor.
Oh, sure it is.
To be.
Did you go to Jay's? Did you have eat?
Off camera, I did it.
Oh.
And I tried one of each because I forget. I went with a buddy of mine we met through he's a pizzeria owner in Hamilton. And he was telling me how much he loved it and whatever. I'm like,
see what I'm saying? Other pizzeria owners, they go crazy about other people's pizza too.
And they both those pizzas were great. I didn't realize that they did that Detroit in the wood-fired.
Dude, I'm almost 100% positive it is.
That's interesting.
It is freaking phenomenal. And if it's not in the wood-fired, and if I'm wrong, I don't care. It's still a phenomenal pizza.
Regardless of how it's
how it's made, it's delicious.
Yeah. Is there... I'm trying to think if I've had other Detroit styles over in Buff. It's not a super. It's
not super popular.
I just recorded one actually at a new place at Buffalo Brewing Company. I haven't even posted that yet. I don't know when all these
Buffalo
are.
Brewing Company. Oh, on Main Street. No,
I'm not sure. It's just a small brewery that now a guy that I've been talking to online. He's doing Detroit styles there, and they're good.
I'd have to try it.
Yeah.
Send me a link.
Yeah.
Go there and take a look at it.
What else do you want to talk about? I'd like to talk a little bit about real estate.
Yeah, sure.
Real estate, from what I've seen, is more affordable over the border.
Sure it is. I've seen some real estate prices here. They're crazy.
So I've been in real estate 10 years. When I started 10 years ago, average price in Niagara, I don't know if it was 150 or 200,000 Canadian 10 years ago. And the market was flat. When I started, appreciation across the board was about 3% a year. And it had been that way. I'm not sure how long. The old timers told me it had been that way a while. And we seen, I don't know, 10 years ago, were you messing around in the real estate game a little bit back in like 13?
I stopped last year. I was probably in it for about 6. So about 7 years I was into it.
So when I started in 13, after about 5 years is when we started to see the market pick up, 4 or 5 years. And then it went, all of a sudden the market was flat, turned into like it was starting to heat up a bit. And then it was a seller's market for 2 years before COVID. And prices were like going up like crazy. Did you see a similar thing to that?
Yeah. I think pricing in Buffalo sees a 3 to 6% increase every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consistently.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
And then like during COVID, we seen prices like in 2 years when prices started going up, they basically doubled. And then they basically doubled again throughout the 2-year COVID from that original price. So they went up a ton.
Oh yeah.
You seen prices going up
Oh yeah.
during that?
Oh yeah. Especially in these, I guess you could say lower income neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? The houses that you could pick up for 30 grand are going for 200,000 now.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, and like I've never really paid a lot of attention to American real estate, one, because my license I can't use over there. And like it's just like it's like foreign territory. But I have a new friend of mine that we just started hanging out not long ago, and he bought a place in Niagara Falls, New York last year. And we were going out for dinner, and he was over at his place, and he's like, I want you to see the house I bought for $30,000 US last year. And it was nothing crazy, but he bought it for $30,000. I think he put another 15. It's just a little wartime house in Niagara Falls, New York. Not the greatest neighborhood, far from the worst neighborhood I've ever been in. But I couldn't believe that that was still possible. I don't know how much that house would be now.
I bet you it's probably 2.25 now.
Yeah, from last year.
Oh, not from last
Yeah,
year.
just 1 year. Just 1 year ago he bought it. But I still couldn't believe that because over here you can't. Even if something needs work. Like we just sold a house recently, which prices have come down from the peak about 30%. They've recovered a little bit. But we just sold a house recently for 370,000 Canadian, which would be pretty close to equivalent to that house that he bought.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your current interest rate here?
7-ish%.
Yeah, it's the same in Buffalo, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It was like when things started going crazy, it was just below 2. And that's the thing that's been pretty crazy is that from February of last year, so a year and a half ago, interest was around 2, and now it's at about 7. And they've raised it like a ton. It's really going to be interesting to see what happens with people that are renewing their mortgages that are going from 2 to 7.
I got mine at 4. I'm happy.
Yeah, 4 solid. Yeah, I'm in like 2.
That's even better.
2.2. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but like, yeah, when it goes up, the people that are going to be renewing, what do you think ish the average price would be in Buffalo? Buffalo's a big area, and I know there's a whole bunch of different.
For like a typical 3-4 bedroom house?
Yeah,
I say 300 to 400,000.
300 to 400.
Yeah.
What do you think would be, regardless of how maybe bad the neighborhood would be, but if somebody wanted to buy a first-time buyer house that they could actually move into, could they get it for 200,000?
Yeah.
Could they get it for something with a 1? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's small. I mean, it's probably 1,000 square feet. I mean, it's nothing huge.
Yeah. The one that I just said, I think, was about 900 or so
Yeah.
square feet. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on the neighborhood.
Yeah. Interesting. Because, yeah, like even that house that my friend Rob bought there, I'm not sure how many other opportunities there are for houses under 100,000, but like a big thing that people talk to me about over here with real estate is affordability, which is crazy because average house price is around 700,000 now over here.
Damn.
I know, it's so crazy. That's Canadian, so real money American, that would be knock off 30%, so knock off
210.
So it'd be about 500-ish.
490.
Yeah, right in there. But like people talk about affordability over here, and it's like I definitely see how hard it is. But I think like, is it even possible that somebody living in Niagara bought a house over the border and lived there, but still worked here and did the commute back? I don't know how that works with legalities of everything.
Especially now with the wait time at the border, that's for damn sure.
Yeah,
that would suck.
How long were you waiting today?
About 40 minutes.
Yeah, shit, you got hit.
Yeah.
but like Nexus would be pretty good. But like I think about that because like people wanting to get into the market, I really empathize with them, but it's still possible. But I try and figure out solutions. I'm like, would that work? Because like you're Italian, right? So you have roots from Italy. I'm guessing Sicily. Oh, nice. Mafia style.
Yeah.
Like my family came over from Europe. They came over here looking for a better life, like a lot of European families.
Yeah, same as mine.
And even when they came here, my parents were living like in Oakville and couldn't afford a house, and they ended up coming down to Waynfleet where they could afford something. And like that's what I think some of the sacrifices that people have to make. If you want home ownership, sometimes you have to move out of the area you want to be in where it's affordable, because there are places where real estate's more affordable. Like our area is like, it went from being, I don't know if I should say normal, but to not being normal anymore.
To affordable to not affordable.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. But like, I know that around here, I'm a little bit curious with you too, but when people here in Niagara are looking for more affordable, first of all, they don't look towards Toronto, because people come from Toronto to our way. It's like Toronto, I'm telling you about 700 out there. It's north of $1 million for a house, which is insanity.
For a small house.
Yeah, for a small house. It's probably a townhouse of whatever.
I've seen.
But like people from here, when they look for more affordability, they look north. So like going really north, we have some people that sold, I'll call it a year ago, and they sold here for like 600, and they bought something for 350 on almost 100 acres up north.
Damn.
But they're in the middle of nowhere, right? So, and then there's people that move out west and move way out east. But that's the thing, like you're moving away from everything you know, but there is affordable real estate.
Sure is.
But then, I don't know what work is like. I know that some of these people that we've had that have migrated out of here are able to work from home and things. But
that'd be nice.
When people in Buffalo area, like Buffalo is pretty decent as far as affordable housing, right?
Yeah.
Or if people wanted,
Yeah. It hasn't gone crazy. Not like the rest of the country.
Yeah, eh?
Not like Florida or California or anything like
California is crazy, right?
that. Oh, yeah.
So where do you have any, like at some point where you would move outside of your area, like retirement or anything? Have you thought about?
It would be outside of New York State.
And so you're not going north?
No. So I'd probably go to Florida or Nevada, one of the two.
Nevada, close to Vegas somewhere?
Love Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going in October.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll love it.
Yeah.
You get to see the Sphere. I've been dying to go see that thing, yeah.
That new $1 billion ball.
God, it looks so awesome.
It does look crazy.
The food there is phenomenal. Go off the Strip, though. Mm-hmm. Find some places off the Strip. You spend a fortune on the Strip for no reason. It's the same, better food off the Strip.
And
go to this place called Eat.
EAT?
EAT.
What's
it's
that?
North of Las Vegas. It's down the street from the Stratosphere. Me and my wife found it. It's a little diner, but when I tell you the breakfast is phenomenal, I mean, how can you screw up eggs?
How can you fuck up eggs?
How do you fuck up eggs? But
Yeah.
this place is phenomenal.
Yeah, eh?
Oh God, it's so good.
People always say that about eggs, but I seem to screw them up always. But
it's so good.
Yeah.
Eat. Hopefully it's still in business, but was awesome.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm planning to go there. I got to be doing pizza reviews while I'm down there. Do you know any pizza places hit up there or?
No, don't hit anything up on the Strip. You're just going to get some.
Non-strip.
Yeah, non-strip.
For a good pizza, I'll probably hit off, but I might have to hit one or two on the Strip just to see what it's like or whatever.
What do you call it? The Cake Boss has a pizzeria on there.
Is it supposed to be good or?
It didn't look appetizing to me.
Yeah,
but again, it looks commercial. I don't like commercial style pizza. I rather have a mom and pop any day.
Yeah, me too. Totally. That's the vast majority of all my reviews. Do you have a favorite chain pizza though?
No. I'll be completely honest.
What was the one I had that I didn't even realize it was? It is a Detroit style chain.
Pan?
No. That's interesting. I forget the name of it already, but there was one
in Buffalo?
In and around Buffalo or Buffalo. I don't know if you've seen, but when I crossed the Tonawanda border to North Tonawanda and I didn't know where I was, I almost got stoned to death. There's a big rivalry out there for I've been trying to be more cognizant of the neighborhood I'm in, but
That's cool.
yeah. Anything else? This was pretty good. 90. We're at about 90. Is there anything you want to talk about before we shut her down? You got a little bit of a drive back.
My back?
No, you got a little bit of a drive back to Buffalo.
Oh,
there,
a drive back.
So before you head back.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 20 minutes.
This has been really good. One of the things I forgot to ask the last guy that I asked the first guy that somebody asked me before that I find interesting is if you were on death row, if you know what your meal would be.
What would it be?
Yeah, death row meal.
It would probably be something homemade by my mother or my mother-in-law, one of the two.
They're both good.
Yeah. Excellent cooks.
Both Italian.
Both Sicilian. Gotta get this
Sicilian.
straight. Sicilian.
Sorry, not Italian.
Sicilian, not Italian. No, there's no part of me that's Italian one bit. We're 100% Sicilian.
What's the difference?
From the
island?
From the island, yeah. We're from a town called Montemaggiore Belsito.
Have you been?
Not yet, but I'm waiting until I retire so I can actually relax and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my mom is from Azores, Portugal. Have you heard of Azores?
No, but
It's a cluster of islands off the coast of Portugal, and there's
Nice.
the whole island stuff too.
it's gotta be beautiful there.
I went for the first time a couple of years ago, and it was
Exciting.
So okay, if either one of them, if you could pick, what would you want the
I
meal
won't tell you because one will get mad over the other.
Well, but if you could have them both, it's
Okay. Definitely. It would be my mother-in-law's eggplant pasta.
eggplant pasta.
Oh my God. It's phenomenal. And my mother's chicken cutlets. She makes the bomb chicken cutlets.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
They're both good. I mean, it's preference. I mean, they're both phenomenal cooks.
The eggplant pasta. What kind of noodle is with that?
She uses, what does she
Is
use?
it like a fettuccine?
No, she uses, it's more about the sauce that she makes it with. You could put any kind of pasta with it.
Gotcha.
It's she fries up the eggplant real nice and thin with the skin off, and it's like vegetable candy. It's absolutely delicious.
I like it.
And you top it off with her homemade sauce, but then this cheese called ricotta salata. Oh, it's out of bounds good. And then my mother, she makes a excellent chicken cutlet. It's the bomb. It's absolute bomb. She makes a lot of stuff good. I didn't even start eating sauce until I was 22 years old, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. I always ate my pasta plain until I met my wife.
What, with butter or oil?
Yeah, with butter.
Butter. Yeah. Interesting.
So then when I met my wife, that's when I broke out of my shell and started eating sauce. I feel bad because my mother wanted to feed me sauce my whole life, and I told her no. And now she lives in Florida, so I don't even get to enjoy her sauce anymore. But it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. This was fantastic.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Appreciate you coming out. Again, the website.
MuscarellaSPizzeria.com.
Instagram.
Muscarella. What is my Instagram? Muscarella's.pizza.
.pizza.
Yeah.
Facebook. You got Facebook too.
Yeah, it's Muscarella's Pizza.
Muscarella's Pizza. You're going to find it.
Yep.
2 locations.
Two
Pizza's
locations.
fantastic.
You ate a lot. You ate a bunch of slices
I'm
today.
going to eat one more as soon as we finish here too.
All right, sounds good, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe, for having me, man.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
This was awesome.